So that's it for our Raw review this week. We're going to move on to Kevin Hawk's Indy Question of the Week.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. So yeah, bringing back the Indy Question of the week.
Outcast now. All right.
Last week, I put this aside for the 5 matches everyone should see.
Yep.
And I brought the Indy Question back. Now, question this week was one that I thought was pretty cool because you could get diverse answers depending on who you're asking.
Right.
And it was, what is the essential item to pack when you're on your way to a show?
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
This is a clever little insight into people's minds.
Good question, and I should have expected the answer I got back. I got back from Nevia Christ and Pinky Sanchez and Davey Vega and Darren Corbin. Your gear.
First rule of wrestling, always bring your gear.
And I said, you know what, guys? I think you might be onto something.
These indie wrestlers know what they're doing, apparently.
Right?
Man.
Oh, maybe that's like why John Cena wrestles in his merchandise. He forgets his gear,
All the time.
so he's just like jean shorts and
Well, no, he wears
goes. He goes.
the only thing he brings is knee pads.
He just puts his jean shorts on and he goes to the merch stand and he's like, "This one, okay, okay, I'm ready."
He just goes with it.
Yeah, so, that's the obvious.
Definitely.
And, yeah, it was funny.
Obvious to some people.
Yeah.
So
Billy
John
Rock.
Cena.
Billy Rock said his knee pads. He says
Yeah.
he probably would have been
Let's Billy Rock.
probably would have had to quit wrestling a long time ago had it not been for knee pads.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of wrestlers can say that.
Versus.
Bryce Remsburg,
Cesaro's
The-
badass.
the best referee in the biz, says deodorant.
You get
Kind of
sweaty.
important.
You get sweaty
sweaty.
when you referee.
And
Well,
if you wrestle
I
too.
mean, yeah, anyone. Like, you don't want to be put on a stanky headlock.
No stanky headlocks. Thank you, Todd.
That's gonna be your new T-shirt. Stanky headlock.
Stanky headlocks and
I
shit.
mean, feel free to use that as a finisher, but,
The stanky headlock.
yeah. Just,
Yeah.
I would tap.
That's the dirty deeds right there.
And to finish off, the Chikara's new Campeones de Parejas, the throwbacks,
Oh yeah.
answered. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelo said he's saying, a fresh change of clothes and his GPS.
Always know where
Yeah.
you're going. Always have a clean pair of boxers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think with the indies and you get a lot of small town circuits and stuff, it's good to know where you're going.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And Dasher Hatfield, the old-timey King of Swing, says his Dapper Dan pomade. He's got to keep that stash looking sweet.
He's got the best mustache.
He
I
does.
mean, Simon Gotch is giving him a run for his money, but he's
Don't let Marion Fontaine hear you say that.
I'm not gonna let him hear that either.
Don't watch it. Just don't watch.
Marion Fontaine, close your ears.
Don't watch that part.
In retrospect,
I should be covering my mouth. Why am I closing my eyes?
Because you don't want to know what's coming. Do it.
Just hit me. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Ah, we hit me.
So,
Don't hit me back. Is that all the answers you got, Kev?
that was all the answers I got. Kind of I shortened the segment a little bit because we get Nevia with gear and Darren with gear and Davey Vega with gear and Pinky Sanchez with tights. So
Same thing.
well, and knee pads.
Yeah. Technically, Billy Rock could be thrown in there.
I mean, it's special because knee pads
he
have, like...
he specified and then gave me an explanation.
Right, that's what I'm... But still, knee pads are the same train of thought.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of shortened my segment up a little bit, but that's because we might have some stuff to talk about in the midweek wrap-up.
Hey, up next we got the midweek wrap-up where we talk about main event, NXT, and Never TNA.
If this was the week, you are the midweek.
Yeah?
Yeah, fair enough. Starting off with main event,
Whoop, whoop.
we opened up.
With the main event.
Honestly, compared to what else was on the card, Seth Rollins versus Fandango.
Yes.
Like, okay, and I'm not gonna lie, I half expected Layla and Summer Rae to come out with Seth Rollins, but I was like, wait, Seth Rollins doesn't need another reason to win.
He doesn't need it, but...
That'd be if they were gonna turn heel.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't need another reason to win, but if he had the opportunity to come out with Summer Rae and Layla, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Obviously, Seth Rollins won.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be weird if Fandango beat Mr. Money in the Bank?
God,
in the same week that Dolph Ziggler won and Zack Ryder won,
Yeah,
if
they're just like,
Fandango,
Fandango win.
Oh, but-
guys.
But you've been calling Fandango by a certain nickname now.
You're putting me on the spot here.
Apparently he doesn't remember. The
Oh
new-
yeah. Fandango at this point is now the new Zack Ryder.
Considering Zack
Yeah.
Ryder won on Raw.
Here's a guy.
passed
over
Zack Ryder.
over Fandango.
Yeah, he
But here's the thing.
got the Zack Ryder.
Here's the idea behind it.
Hepatitis Z. Yes.
Zach, make that your finisher, please.
Oh, I'm proud of myself. I am helping.
See, now you know why we get you off track so much.
Because the idea behind it being, Zack Ryder was a guy who shot to immense popularity in a short amount of time once he started doing something for himself.
Yeah.
So Fandango got the whole group of fans Fandangoing. Kind of like how Ryder got all the fans behind him after he started his YouTube show.
Both on the internet.
Yes. And then both of them had very attractive ladies at one point.
Yes.
Because he had Summer Rae and Zack Ryder was having his little thing with Eve Torres.
Very true.
And then their ladies left them. And then they fell into obscurity.
But then Zack Ryder stole Fandango's ladies and came back to the world of wrestling. And now Fandango is
The new Zack
the
Ryder.
new Zack Ryder.
We finish each other's sandwiches. Sentences.
That
Yeah.
one.
Roadhouse.
Up next, like we were saying earlier, obviously they're building some sort of feud between Ryback and the Usos. We had Ryback defeat Jey Uso. It was a decent match. You know, nothing out of the ordinary
was-
from these two guys.
Yeah.
It was a good match by Ryback standards.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the last,
I give it an 8 on the Ryback scale.
yeah, that's saying something for Ryback.
I mean, Jay brought Ryback up, and Ryback brought Jay down.
Yeah,
and that's-
that kind of that's
just what happens. They met in the middle.
Yeah, that's just
They
what
met in the middle, like Lady of the Tramp.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ryback would get a win over Jey Uso, obviously getting a step up for Ryback to potentially get a tag team title shot.
Thank God no spaghetti was involved.
But then, speaking of tag teams,
Mm.
we'd have the new Nation of Domination potentially. That they haven't named that yet. We had Kofi and Big E take on Slater the Gator.
Slater and the Gator.
No, well, Slater just kept saying Slater Gator.
Because it
Yeah.
rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
wish.
had some feels about this match.
Okay.
Negative feels.
Okay.
I've never gone on record to say that I'm a big Big E fan.
a Big E fan.
Yeah. I'm
He's not a fan of the E.
I'm a fan of lowercase e's. Because they're cool. They look like little Pac-Mans. But
That's why you like Seth Rollins. 'cause he
Big
has a
E
lowercase
is a-
E in his
yeah.
name.
Big E is a guy who, per se, is not my favorite wrestler, but occasionally he has all these moments that really impress me with his in-ring stuff and a lot of the cool spots that he does. And then we have this match where they come out with their newfound attitude.
Which
And-
Kofi with attitude is awesome.
They
I
had
did
this
catch him
aggression.
smiling a little bit in the match, but I just think that's
Because
so
Big E
in-
was
that, and
beating
it's
him up.
so ingrained, like in Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi's been a
It's-
babyface.
It's
for
gonna
so
be
long.
hard. It's gonna take a little time for him
smiling
to.
since 06.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time for him to train that out of his brain.
Yeah. But here's the thing, is like Big E is a guy, and I'd come to know some of his spots, even if some of them I think are kind of dumb, like his little ultimate warrior splash.
Yeah, you've been ragging on that.
He gets
for a while.
really high on that jump.
Yeah.
Like,
But I'm thinking like he comes into this match, and like literally all he does is he pushes Titus O'Neil into the corner and then punches him in the stomach like 1,200 times. Then he tags in Kofi.
Not true, because
I guess
Well-
if he did 1,200 times, there'd be no midsection left.
yeah,
I would be impressed if he did that.
In-
Actually,
in defense of Big E, which I agree, this particular spot was dragged on way too long.
Boring.
But he was waiting for Slater to come in. So, because he was punching O'Neal. He was waiting for Slater to come in to throw that back elbow, and then go tag in Kofi for the finish of the match. And so, I'd actually have to blame Slater. Either Slater was late or Big E started early.
But here's my thing. Do another move.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in the corner waiting for a cue, don't punch a guy 900 times. Throw an A kick.
Yeah.
Throw an A shoulder thrust. Throw an A knee strike. Something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially with the size of shoulders you have, Big E.
Yeah.
Throw one of those. You'd kill him.
I did really like the
finisher they have.
Yeah.
The
badass.
backbreaker double stomp.
Yeah.
Kofi's getting on the double stomp bandwagon.
So yeah, we get a win for the new nation.
Let's just call them the New Nation for now.
The new nation.
The New Nation. Kofi, Big E, and Black Brother Love.
Yeah, he's totally wearing
He's
a
now
Brother Love.
he's now the Doctor of Love.
Dr. Love.
So I didn't mention
Dr. Xavier Love.
I didn't
Dr.
mention
Love.
it earlier when we talked about Xavier Woods coming out as bad guy. No, but I love. Okay, so there's a thing that generally, and there are exceptions to this rule, but generally, if someone's a doctor in fiction, they are a bad guy.
True.
Xavier Woods is a good guy, and then he gets his PhD, becomes a doctor, and now they make him a bad guy.
Here's the thing. I don't know if they're actually going to go with a heel stick. Because Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater are not...
Here's
are
my
not
argument
faces.
to that.
Okay.
During the match, Xavier Woods made Kofi and Big E give their finishing move to both guys.
Yeah.
Was that a heel tactic or making a statement?
Both.
It was making a heel statement.
In the aggressive way that Xavier Woods was behaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then saying, pile them up and then pin them that way.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
I like that it
He's
showed
trying
off...
to turn Big E into Rye Black.
It showed how smart Xavier Woods is, though. It did a really good job of that. He's like, don't just hit one of them, hit both of them. Don't just pin one of them, pile them both up so he can't come in and do anything.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about having the power of Big E.
Yeah.
Is that he can physically pin two guys at one time.
Yeah.
And make sure that no one's going to
He can
interrupt.
pin two guys, and one of them is Titus O'Neil. Say what you will, Titus O'Neil's not a small man.
No, Titus O'Neil, he's a horse.
He just can't really go... Here's the thing. I think Big E can't try and pin two really wide guys at the same time because he's kind of short.
He couldn't try to pin Big Show and Mark Henry at the same time.
Simultaneously, that'd be funny.
But
I want to see him try.
Interesting segue there. We do have reports that Mark Henry is working heel on house shows and that he's going to come in and lead the new nation.
Let's see this happen.
I'm okay with this.
Mark Henry will be the new Farouk.
Because I feel like, it's great having Xavier Woods as the manager right now, but because Mark Henry is kind of on that last leg of his career, I'd like to see him be a ruthless leader and get to have Xavier Woods showcase himself a bit.
Yeah, well, Xavier Woods could kind of play a dual role where Mark Henry's the leader, but Xavier Woods is like the strategy guy.
Oh yeah,
I think he works really well as a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
He's got good mics.
He's good. He's really charismatic, and I think it's gonna help because Big E's okay on the mic, Kofi's okay on the mic, Mark Henry's not very strong on the mic.
No.
So you have three
Unless
guys
he's swerving.
Yeah.
three guys who aren't really the greatest promo guys in the world. So you do kind of have to have somebody that's going to be there to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods.
And Xavier Woods can do that.
Princess Creed.
So moving on to our main event of main event.
What?
We would have a rematch between Swagger and Rusev. It was originally supposed to be Rusev versus Sheamus, but Sheamus, unfortunately, this week had severe flu. And actually, that's why he wasn't on Raw, and that's why he wasn't on main event. He wouldn't show up at all this
Sheamus,
week.
get the flu more often.
Dude, that's fucked up. Oh.
I appreciated it, though. Because it's not like saying Sheamus go die.
Alright, just be sick. Like,
that's like
eat a bad burrito before the event.
1 week a month.
Like,
I can handle that.
not anything bad. Something that will heal from.
Food poisoning. Get a really, really bad bruise on your leg.
Yeah,
but
get a severe hangnail.
But because Sheamus had the flu, we got a fucking disqualification. God damn it!
You can't technically blame it on that because there's no saying that Sheamus Rusev wouldn't have been a disqualification.
No, we could have easily had Rusev beat Sheamus and then go after the U.S. title.
We could have, or we could have easily had a disqualification.
Lucky.
Yeah.
No. But Swagger would defeat Rusev by disqualification when Rusev got really angry with the Russian flag.
Yeah, and
beat the shit out of Swagger with it.
And despite me saying that, fuck disqualifications. Don't do them.
And fuck
unless
Jack
they make
Swagger.
sense. Unless they make sense, don't do them.
Please.
At all.
Oh, but don't worry, there's another one.
STAHP, stat!
Moving on to NXT.
I got worried because you sounded like Batman when you said that.
What?
Oh, but don't worry,
Don't
there's
worry.
another one.
There's another one.
And
Where's the other
I'm just,
disqualification?
I'm just trained. If Batman tells me something, I should worry.
Should always worry when Batman tells you something.
Alright, so on to my favorite show of the week. Next.
Nukes to NXT. What should have been a good episode left me kind of disappointed.
I know.
We opened up with, obviously, the Ascension always does squash matches, and this week they beat Snowflake and Vandal.
Is that their real names?
No, but one of them had Vandal on the back of his trunks, and the other one, people were chanting, "Let's go Snowflake."
Alright. So we get the local enhancement guys who get squashed by the Ascension, and let me tell you...
They didn't say they just said local talent. They didn't give names, so that's why they're Snowflake and
Maybe
Vandal.
that was their name.
Snowflake and Vandal.
So here's
If
my
you know, post in the comments.
The vandalizing snowflakes.
The wedding snowflakes?
The vandalizing snowflakes.
Vandalizing snowflakes.
Vandalizing
Frosty the
snowflakes?
Gangster. No, here's my thing. I love the Ascension, even if they're doing squash matches, for the fact that the crowd gets so involved in the Ascension matches.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. This match specifically, I knew what I was getting.
Yeah, it's uber squash.
Yeah, it's obviously the guys didn't have names. So
That's how squashed it was. The Ascension beat their names up before the match.
So obviously the Ascension was gonna win. It was it was very.
They should have put the tag titles on the line.
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, why not?
Why should they?
Because they know they're gonna win.
I don't think that helps their case at all. But the Ascension would win. Moving on in another.
Pseudo squash. It was the least squashy kind of squash.
Yeah.
But then we move on to super squashy.
No, that was super squashy. This is like sort of squashy. This is like
He beat him in one move.
Yeah,
that's
but
why
I mean,
he didn't like spend 30 seconds beating the guy around the ring.
Yeah.
He beat him in one move. It's kind of squashy.
well, and plus, the guy who got squashed got offense in first.
Yeah.
So, there's
Did he?
that. Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. I just remember the beauty shot.
Yeah.
You
By
saw
the
that.
way, it's Tyler Breeze versus
Sorry.
Tyler Breeze versus underwhelming guy.
I don't get hype. I stay boring. You do the same shit every week.
The funnest thing he does is when he disappears in that smoke and then pops out the other side.
His entrance is the most exciting thing. So
Yeah, I can't. Here's the thing: is like I love the Ascension for the energy they bring to the crowd. I'm trying to figure out how Mojo Rawley does this for the NXT crowd every week. Is it because he runs a lot?
I think so.
It's Ultimate Warrior-esque.
The commentators offended me when they said, "Does anyone else elicit this same kind of positive energy as Mojo Rawley?" Daniel fucking Bryan, he gets them all chanting, "Yes, you are not more positive than that."
I'm just saying a lot of wrestlers elicit positive responses from the crowd.
They do.
More so than Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
But Tyler Breeze beat him in one move.
Yep.
Hit him with a
And
beauty shot.
That was,
Over.
I would, no pun intended, say that match was a thing of beauty.
And
I knew you popped.
let's be honest. What did we expect? Because Tyler Breeze is trying to recover from a career-threatening injury.
Yeah, it's
it's-
very close to having to cancel any more modeling that he had to do. He might have had to retire from wrestling.
He had a really, really severe hangnail.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine the pain that Tyler Breeze is going through.
I feel like he could have just knocked Mojo Rawley out with his finger.
Yeah, but that,
That should have been poke with noob.
that risks, but he,
That
risking
does
further injury.
risk severe,
So
extra injury.
I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. No more freak hand modeling accidents
Yeah.
with Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze, just stick to being a face and body model. I mean,
Stick to shopping at Bath and Body Works.
You like his face and body?
he's a great face and body model.
He's also a great singer.
And, I mean, he is a great hand model, but, if this is what is going to come out of his hand modeling career, he should stick with face and body.
This is the longest, most serious, stupid rant we've ever done.
It really is. Speaking of accidents,
Oh, we had to make up for the lack of match.
Speaking of acts, hold on. Because I know what's coming next.
this match really pissed me off.
Oh, it didn't piss me off, but it really disappointed me.
No chemistry, bad match.
Yeah.
Charlotte retains the women's championship over Summer Rae.
Yeah, I thought, I said it
God.
earlier, they're both very bendy, and that was fun to watch. It's just cool to see them move in the ring the way they can.
Yeah.
However,
unfortunately,
that was the only thing I can say about that.
Yeah, they can't move against each
Right.
other.
That's the
It
only
was
thing
just-
I
I
can
want
say.
them to move against each other.
That's different.
Oh,
This
sorry.
match was bad.
It was the
Wrong
first
video.
NXT match that received a boring chant that
The
I have
crowd did the wave.
seen. Yeah.
That's
And
when
not,
you know
like-
you've reached boring.
And it's not like a wave because it got really exciting. It was a wave because they wanted something to do.
yeah. And we knew Charlotte was gonna win.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And you know what? I'm going to probably say this week in and week out, but Ric Flair, you did a good job.
Yes.
I really like Charlotte. You made a good baby.
There is only one word that Ric Flair will understand that describes Charlotte. Woo! Up next, we would figure out who Kalisto's mystery partner was.
Did I not call it last
I
week?
had no
we all
idea.
called him.
It was so mind-blowingly
Actually,
surprising.
technically you didn't, because then you said it was Rey Mysterio.
No, we said we wanted it to be Rey Mysterio.
But it wasn't Rey Mysterio.
No.
It was Sin Cara, but
Unikara.
I like these two as a
Yeah,
tag team.
no, ever since Hunico became Sin Cara,
He's gained weight.
He got fat, but he got
Sin Cara became a lot better.
That's true.
Like, ever since Sin Cara became a new person,
I'm not
he
going to
got a
say.
lot better.
I'm not going to say he got a lot better. I'm going to say he got a lot less botchy.
That's what I mean by
That's
better.
the same
Okay.
thing.
Like,
He's a less botchy.
yeah.
We're not gonna play that we don't know that Hunico is Sin Cara right
No,
now.
Look at the tattoo.
the magic
The-
tattoo that appeared.
From,
I think the joke
from
would've worked.
Hunico's body to Sin Cara's.
Yeah.
The joke would have worked had we started the show when it first happened, but at this
Yeah.
point, no.
No.
Sin Cara's Hunico, spoiler, if you didn't know, you're dumb.
Yeah.
They
Sin
went
Cara-
against the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, the Vaudevillains. These two teams worked really well against each other.
Yes.
This was probably the best match of the night.
Yeah, I
This
agree.
was one of the best matches of the week.
It was a
Yeah.
really strong showing from both teams, and a really strong showing from Hunikara when he, in the process of trying to get his hot tag to Callisto,
Yeah.
did the schoolboy roll up and then proceeded to pick Simon Gotch or
Yeah.
Aiden English.
I think it was Simon Gotch.
Yeah, I think it was
He
Gotch.
picked him up with one arm
and power bombed him.
slammed him down, and I was like, "The fuck."
I think the whole crowd went, this is a lucha just fucking powerbombed
Yeah.
the shit out of some dude.
With one arm.
Yeah.
A lucha powered bombed the shit out of the muscle guy. Like,
Yeah, the
Simon
strong-
Gotch is the strong guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Two
it was
really good-
completely unexpected
Yeah.
of a spot, and it was like great. I popped.
Yeah. I'm excited to see both these teams potentially face the Ascension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I have a feeling that the Vaudevillains are going to be the next tag team champions.
I think they should be because of how much the crowd loves them.
Well, here's the thing is that they're. Thank you for that. You just got really into the Vaudevillains. You started whistling their theme song.
Well, I really like the Vaudevillains, and I like their theme song.
I like their theme song too, but I can't whistle that well, and I don't remember the theme song that well.
I can't whistle at all.
Yeah. Yeah, good showing for both teams. Excited for the tag team division.
NXT. No DQs. No DQs. No DQs.
Not only is it another disqualification victory, Rusev again.
Hey,
2 Rusevs in a row.
What the fuck?
let's be positive here for a second.
I thought you were going to say lesbian.
Lesbian positive here for a second.
Try.
I liked the match until the end.
I didn't.
I did.
Here's the thing: is I didn't expect a disqualification finish because it was NXT. This is where we This is where we get our chance to escape the disqualification finish. And I was like, oh,
I thought there
here
was
comes
going to be
Adrian.
something screwy because Adrian Neville's the champ and Rusev's on his roll.
Why was Rusev going against Neville?
Yeah.
Why? It didn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't make sense in any storyline sense, but they do that from time to time. They do bring the main roster guy down from time to time. Sheamus did it. Sheamus came down to fight Aiden English.
Yeah, but
There was no storyline to that.
no. But when you have Aiden English who's still losing to people, and you have Sheamus who's on a roll, he comes down, he beats Aiden English. That makes sense. You'd expect Sheamus to beat Adrian Neville, or not Adrian Neville, but Aiden English, because he's the main roster guy.
Yeah.
So when Rusev comes down, who's on this tirade of never losing, and you put him against the champion,
What they did in the match was cool though. Like when
Yeah.
Rusev. I mean, I know we've seen most of this before from Rusev, but Neville made it look so good when he had him in the ropes and was kneeing him the side,
Yeah.
and it looked really cool.
Okay, so we
The
got to
match-
see. So
the
we got
match
to
was
see
cool.
Adrian Neville get his ass kicked.
The match was good. The ending
Yeah,
was terrible.
It's one of those situations that we hope for when we see Rusev, though, because it's a guy who can accentuate Rusev's strengths.
Yeah.
It's like a Ziggler, it's like an RVD. It's a guy who can adequately react and make Rusev look like as powerful as he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
It sounds so sad.
the
about
idea
this whole
was.
thing.
I was really sad.
Tyler Breeze gets involved. We have the match end by DQ, which means now Raw, main event, NXT, 3 DQs in a row.
I wonder how many DQs we're going to do on SmackDown this week.
God, we'll have to wait and see.
Every match.
That was my battleground prediction.
Every match ends in a DQ on SmackDown. Spoiler alert.
I just-
Man.
Okay, we need to end the NXT segment because, you're not even mad in a funny way. You're just so sad.
I am.
You're depressed about
I
this.
am. I'm extreme. Disqualifications made me depressed.
It's okay.
Hey, you got to cry last week, okay? It's my turn. Because you didn't realize heels lie.
We're not going to talk about that.
Then let's stop talking about disqualification. Let's move on to Fantasy Warfare.
Woo! New segment.
This-
We did our Fantasy Warfare in our first 2 episodes.
That's kind of neat.
Where we did the triple threat match between Eddie Guerrero, Daniel Bryan, and Johnny Gargano.
Hey, wait.
Feel free to comment about that
Daniel
match
Bryan,
if you want.
Johnny Gargano,
And The Undertaker.
That's not.
No.
who came to get Eddie Guerrero.
He owns Eddie Guerrero's soul.
Oh, that's dark. Dark fantasy
But
warfare match.
it does remind me of that storyline in the game where Eddie steals the urn and then controls the Undertaker.
That happened.
in the wrestling game.
And did it happen?
Fucking awesome.
They also did the one where Undertaker turned Finley and Santino into zombies.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And he's the Prince of Darkness. and
Zombie Finley was an actual character.
He's-
in the game.
He's the Prince of Darkness, and Randy Orton said that Eddie Guerrero's in hell.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Oh.
To
Okay,
Yeah,
so
what a
Yeah.
dick.
But moving
Dick
on,
move.
we're gonna do Fantasy Warfare a little bit different.
Yeah,
Now-
this is gonna be the new setup.
Yeah. Now, kind of like what we did 2 weeks ago when we did Who Should Have Ended the Streak, where we had Kevin pick someone randomly, and then we all gave our reasons why they should have won.
Back and forth.
So what we're gonna do is me and Thomas are both gonna pick a superstar. We haven't had any communication
Oh,
about
I-
who.
I haven't even thought about who I'm going to pick yet.
He still hasn't picked.
Yeah, we're still kind of picking, but he's gonna pick
I'm
one
going to
guy.
be as surprised as you guys are by who I pick.
I'm gonna pick my guy, and then Kevin is gonna pick a stipulation for the match. So, without further ado, Thomas Wolfe, who is the first combatant in Fantasy
Who
Warfare.
do I pick?
And this is crazy. This is why I like Fantasy Warfare, because it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Past, present, potentially future, if you pick an NXT guy.
Or if
Any-
I just make up some guy, like.
No, you can't-
Indie
you can't do
guys,
that.
like indie
That-
guys, any
They
indie
don't
guys.
count.
Okay.
Then you could pick Bruno
Whatever.
San Martino.
But
Okay.
I've been thinking of someone specifically, and I'm gonna be really pissed if you pick him.
Okay. Well, let's
Just
see.
saying.
Considering how many wrestlers there are in the world, I
Yeah,
think
but
the
the
chances are
odds.
pretty low.
All right.
Yeah, there's at least.
So if I freak
there's
out,
at least 4.
if I freak out, he picked the same guy. I was
okay.
going for.
You let him go first, so you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I pick some guy I would never expect me to pick. I'm going to be surprised by this. Homicide.
Ooh.
Homicide. I like it.
Homicide. Okay. Well, now
He's
I,
a dangerous man. Half of Outlaw Inc.
Yeah.
Half of the LAX from back in the TNA days, when TNA was good.
Yeah.
And one of the most violent guys I've ever seen. Watch. He has a Ring of Honor match against Colt Cabana.
Oh yeah.
One of the craziest matches I've ever seen.
He has.
He tried to murder Colt Cabana.
And it's probably the more violent you'll see Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
He
you don't
has a
see
match.
it very often.
Yeah. He has a match that I think is Ring of Honor against CM Punk, where they fight into a strip club, and CM Punk calls a stripper a whore.
I have not seen this match, but I want to.
That might be Ring of Honor. That sounds like it could be something from the IWA Mid-South.
I will try and find a link.
Oh,
to that.
IWA Mid-South, I think they spent a while actually wrestling in a strip club. So it could very well be
Yeah. Could have been.
IWA. I could be wrong. If you have a link to that match, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a Homicide, the Notorious 187.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And your pick, who I guess you've had for a minute now?
I'm changing it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's bull.
Based on who?
Bull OD.
No, based on who he picked, I have to pick this person.
Okay.
John Moxley.
John Moxley, the current Dean Ambrose.
You know, when you said I'm changing it based on that, that's who I thought you would pick.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna try and piss me off when you said Kingston.
No.
Uh,
Him and Homicide tagged him.
Okay.
I mean, I
So
can't
we got-
fight, but
King of the Deathmatch.
Like one of the current big he's really the only major deathmatch star
Yeah.
that's still
that is in WWE that made it to WWE with the since Mick Foley.
yeah. Mick Foley and Terry Funk
Yeah, and the only other thing you could say is Greg Younger now works for the company,
plays referee.
but he's referee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have one of the current crop of deathmatch veterans. You have a guy who's notorious for being a violent wrestler in Homicide. And what's great too is both these guys are very adaptable wrestlers.
Yes.
Both these
They
guys
are.
are very skilled mat wrestlers. They're both able to do your high flying spots, and they're both extremely good at just getting down and dirty.
Yeah. This would be a very, very physical match, but a very technical match as well, because both of them are great wrestlers.
It would have its high spots. It would have its cool down spots. It would be just a great match because of that.
It's plausible. It can still happen.
It's
It
a
could.
fantasy warfare.
Yeah.
Because It's going to be an ECW style Extreme Rules match.
Ooh. That so not quite like it's not death match, and it's not like street fight level, but it's gonna
not-
be.
But I'm not saying like WWE ECW Extreme Rules.
Right.
No,
I'm
no.
talking like
Like-
let's go back to '97 in the arena in Philadelphia,
Like-
where anything
Like
goes.
New Jack comes
Ooh.
out with a trash can full of weapons and
Yeah.
whoops the shit out of somebody, and we're gonna have Homicide versus John Moxley.
Comments below who you think
Yeah.
would win and why.
And do we
And
want
how?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, how?
Like-
yeah, how? Okay.
What do you
yeah,
think
We
It's
have
coming
an
up?
email, right?
We do.
Fanfic us this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll read the best one
yeah.
on air.
Because this
If
is
you guys send us one.
this is Wrestling Rundowns. We're Fans Talk Wrestling, so you can email us at fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com.
Yeah, email us a fanfic of this match if you're one of those guys who's really good at
That'd be
doing
awesome.
Yeah.
it. We'll talk.
And we will read it on the show.
We will.
I'm still waiting for some hate mail to show up because I want to read
Yeah.
the hate mail.
Comments.
Yeah.
Comment like a motherfucker about this match because this is gonna be the final.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a winner picked next week.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe we'll have Thomas play
like Booker.
We'll have Thomas do a little thing on 2K14. Let me and you commentate.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll make Homicide. Have him go against Dean Ambrose.
Find me on. Do you have Xbox Live?
No, I have PlayStation.
I was gonna say, Xbox Live. I have
Him and I are-
Homicide that you can
Yeah.
download.
We have each other on PSN, so.
Yeah.
No, I mean here's the thing. This is gonna be awesome in our heads because obviously this is fantasy warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean next week we'll have our arguments, our rationales, and then a winner will be decided.
Yes. So yeah. So comments down below, whether it's why you like it, why you don't like it, who you think would win, how it would win, just comment down below. Give us your opinion on the Extreme Rules match between Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and Homicide.
Booyah.